Walaikum assalam, sir.
So let's start this session or lecture. Before this, I've already I sent you 5 lectures, and this is lecture number 6, and it is about tragedy and its elements. Remember, we are still studying Aristotle's Poetics, and this is probably the most important thing of Aristotle's Poetics: tragedy, and then its elements. Yesterday, I sent you the handouts of the Poetics, and I hope you will or you must have started reading the handouts. The handout contains all the things which I have delivered you through these lectures. So let's start. Tragedy and its elements. So first of all, we will talk about what is tragedy. Is my voice clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's start with tragedy. As I told you that Aristotle's Poetics is almost more than 2000 years old. It was in the form of notes which uh, is thought to have noted down by his students. There are almost 26 chapters, and these chapters carrying in important information regarding tragedy. What is tragedy? Tragedy, according to Aristotle, is an imitation of an action that is serious, complete, and of a certain magnitude. Serious, complete, and of a certain magnitude in language embellished with each kind of artistic ornament. The several kinds of being found in separate parts of the play in the form of action, not of narrative, through pity and fear, affecting the proper purgation of these emotions. So this is the definition which is written in the Poetics. Now let me explain this definition to you. Tragedy is an imitation of an action. So what he says about tragedy, it is imitation. Imitation means to copy something, but here it is the imitation of an action. Action, there should be action, and that action should be serious. There should not be any comic element. There should not be any funny thing in it. So tragedy is what? It is the copy or imitation of an action that should be serious, complete. Complete means it should have a proper beginning, middle, and end, and of a certain magnitude, and it should be watchable. Means there should be a certain length of time. Nowadays, the kind of play which we watch on television, especially, you'll find there are so many plays, but there are plays which are Indian plays, so they have no magnitude. Magnitude means when we finish the play or when we watch the complete play, so we should remember the beginning. If we forget the beginning, it means that that has no certain magnitude. So we'll discuss this thing inshallah in the later slides. In language embellish, language there should be a you can say highly elevated language, and that's why he has decided to choose poetry for this kind of play. With each kind of artistic ornament means there should be the use of good diction, figure of speeches, and other things. Several kinds of being found in separate parts of the play in the form of action, not of narrative, and it should be performed on the stage. It should not be narrated. It should not be narrated, but performed on the stage. And then through pity and fear, affecting the proper purgation of these emotions. And in the end of a tragedy is what to arouse pity and fear feeling, that is called catharsis. So this is the definition which he has given uh, in the sixth chapter, in chapter number 6. And here you will find certain things like tragedy is related to imitation, and imitation means of action, and then you will find seriousness, completeness, and certain magnitude. These all are related to it. And then you will find language embellished with each kind of artistic ornament. Here you will find diction, जिसको हम diction कहते हैं in poetic language. And then finally you will find pity and fear feeling. So when we study his definition, we find that his definition falling into two categories. It falls into two categories: the nature of tragedy, and he talks about the nature of tragedy, and he talks about the function of tragedy. The nature of tragedy. What he says about the nature of tragedy, he says that the nature of tragedy corresponds to the threefold classification. You will find here threefold classification, like the objects of imitation, the medium of imitation, and the manner of imitation. The object किसको imitate किया जाता है, medium means through which, and the manner how. These are the three nature of tragedy. So what he says about the object? So he says about the object imitated by tragedy is in action. Object is in action, man in action, or a piece of life of serious interest. जिसको imitate करना, जिस जो subject matter है इसका, that is action and a life, serious life of and a piece of life of serious interest, complete in itself, and it should have a magnitude. For example, long enough to direct the change in the fortunes of the tragic hero and serious enough to be more than trivial. Again, the change in the fortunes. Now, if we know everything about the play, then it is not a tragedy at all. There should be a change in the fortunes. And the hero of this kind of play is called tragic hero. So there should be a change in the fortunes of the tragic hero. And seriousness should be there. There should be seriousness. So serious enough to be more than trivial. Medium. The medium employed is language, decorated with each kind of artistic ornament that is called diction, and such as melody and poetic diction. Melody का इस्तेमाल होना चाहिए, poetic diction का इस्तेमाल होना चाहिए, जिससे figure of speeches आ जाते हैं, इसमें simile, metaphors, सब चीजें इसमें शामिल हो जाते हैं. Number 3, the manner of imitation is dramatic. इस तरह से जो उसका तरीक़ेकार है, how it should be presented, so it should be presented in the form of drama. The story is told not by narration but by essential characters acting it out. So ये तो nature of tragedy है. Then function of tragedy. So the second division consists of the final clause of definition which gives the function of tragedy. अब function इसका क्या है? So tragedy arouses the emotions of pity and fear. जो उसकी definition था ना, उसका second जो उसका portion है वो बता रहा है कि it brings out the emotions of pity and fear and provides an outlet for these and similar emotions. So in the process brings about a sense of pleasurable relief or catharsis. और उस अमल को, उस प्रोसेस के को जो आता है pity and fear feelings का, उसको हम कहते हैं catharsis. Thus in a tragedy we have the object imitated, namely action. The medium of imitation is language made beautiful by different means. So what is the ultimate end of that tragedy, and what is the purpose of a tragedy? The purpose of a tragedy is to bring catharsis, and catharsis is what? Catharsis is the pity and fear feeling. Pity and fear feeling. Remember, अगर सिर्फ pity है, fear नहीं है, so it is something that will not bring catharsis. And if there is only fear, no pity, then again it will not bring catharsis. And catharsis is the final aim, or it is the end of a tragedy, or it is the real purpose of a tragedy. If a tragedy does not bring catharsis, it means it is not a successful tragedy. The manner of imitation is direct presentation, और जो उसका manner है वो direct presentation है stage पर, यानी कि उसको stage पर perform किया जाना चाहिए, ना कि उसको narrate किया जाना चाहिए. So it should be performed on the stage. That is called a spectacle. The purpose of imitation is to bring about the purgation of emotions like pity and fear. So purgation means it will bring out emotions and it will relax the audience. It will relax the audience or readers. Now, objects of imitation. If you talk about objects of imitation, so we can find here, if we talk about objects of imitation, so we can find here the definition is comprehensive enough. Yes, it is not a boring or confusing definition, it's comprehensive, understandable. This definition includes stage presentation that refers to costume and setting. Costume means attire or dresses which the characters wear, and stage presentation. So it also includes these things. Stage presentation that refers to costume and setting. This definition does not leave out music and diction, which form the medium for these presentations of actions. So music and diction. The manner is indicated by the spectacle. The manner that is used here, manner means how the tragedy that it should be presented on. It is something that is indicated by the spectacle. Spectacle means stage presentation. The objects of imitation are the other three means moral bent, thought, and plot. Moral bent, thought, and plot. These are the objects of imitation. So ये हमारे पास सिंपल डेफिनेशन था ट्रेजिडी का. अगेन tragedy is an imitation of an action that should be serious, complete, and of certain magnitude. And tragedy is what? It's a kind of serious drama. It is called a serious drama, and it is of high quality drama. And that time for this drama they used poetry. They used poetry as a medium for this drama. So what Aristotle said, that what is tragedy? It is an imitation of an action that is serious, complete, and of certain magnitude. Complete means it should have a proper beginning, middle, and end. ऐसा ना हो कि वो मिडल से शुरू हुआ और एंड उसका था, मिडल भी था लेकिन बिगिनिंग नहीं था. So if it doesn't have a beginning, it means it is not a proper tragedy. It should be a complete means it should have a proper beginning, proper middle, and proper end. And of certain magnitude means it should not be too long, and it should not be too small, short. ऐसा ना हो कि बहुत लंबी हो कि जिसका मैं जो है शुरू का याद नहीं और आखिर में हम पहुंच गए, और ऐसा भी ना हो कि इतनी छोटी हो कि जो बहुत सी चीज़ों को कवर ही ना कर पाए. So it should neither be too long nor be too short. It should be of certain magnitude and embellished in language. Of course, there should be highly elevated language should be used there, and that is what we call poetic diction in a proper manner. And it should bring catharsis. Catharsis means the feeling of pity and fear. So this is what he has defined tragedy. Any questions regarding this? And this is what you can find in chapter number 6. ये चीजें आपको chapter number 6 में मिल जाएंगी. If anyone has any problem regarding this, so he can or she can ask me. याद रखिएगा, जब तक आप पढ़ेंगे नहीं तो आप लोगों को चीज़ें समझ में नहीं आएंगी. और मैं आपको बार बार बता रहा हूँ कि आने वाले दिनों में एग्जाम्स होंगे, क्लास के अंदर होंगे, और चीज़ें भी होंगी. ठीक है, असाइनमेंट्स हो सकता है अब ना हो. असाइनमेंट में बहुत से स्टूडेंट जो हैं वो इधर उधर से छपाई भी कर लेते हैं. बट नाउ व्हेन exams will be conducted in the classrooms, things will be different. तो अब आप काइंडली पढ़िए, कोई बहाना अब आप किसके पास नहीं होगा कि भाई मेरे साथ ये मसला था वो मसला था. नाउ things are all right, alhamdulillah, everything is open, all the shops, all the markets, and inshallah very soon all the schools and all the educational institutes will also be open. ठीक है, तो काइंडली इसको आप पढ़ें. आप लोग की तरफ से सवालात नहीं आते, इसका मतलब ये you don't study simply, and very few students join the session. So all these things indicate that you are not studious. You do not study properly. चंद एक हैं जो कि पढ़ने वाले हैं, बाकी ज़्यादातर जो है वो नहीं तवज्जो दे रहे उस तरह से जो इसका हक बनता है. So kindly study them properly. And as I told you, literary criticism is a very interesting subject. It covers almost all the subjects. But if you study it properly, you will enjoy it. If you don't study it properly, it will confuse you and you will be in trouble. So no problem regarding this. So after the definition of tragedy, let's talk about elements of tragedy. What he says about the elements of tragedy, वो तो हमने जो पढ़ा था वो we talked about the definition of tragedy. Now let's talk about the elements of tragedy. So about the elements of tragedy, we can see that Aristotle comes to a consideration of its formative or constituent parts. So he has defined 6 elements of a tragedy. Number 1, plot. Number 2, character. Number 3, diction. Number 4, thought. And 5th, spectacle. And the 6th one is melody or song. So these are the 6 elements, 6 parts of a tragedy. And tragedy is formed or made or formed by using these 6 parts. So division of elements. Now you can see over here, two of them arising from the means, दो का ताल्लुक means से यानी source जराए से, one from the manner, एक ताल्लुक manner से, and three from the objects. So two of them are from the means, one from the manner, एक का ताल्लुक जो है तरीका how it should be presented to say, and three from the objects of the dramatic imitation, और तीन का ताल्लुक object से, and there is nothing else beside these six. So diction and melody are the means of imitation employed. Diction and melody are the means of imitation. How means here means sources. So how you will find here diction and melody. Spectacle is the mode of imitation. Spectacle is through which tragedy is presented, by which the story is presented on a stage before an audience. So this is spectacle. Means जो है वो diction और melody है, and spectacle किस तरह से tragedy को perform किया जाना चाहिए. And then you'll find the plot is by far the most important, the life and soul of tragedy. Aristotle has given importance to the plot. He has given importance to the plot, and he has said that the plot is the most important part of tragedy. Even he has said that plot is the life and soul of tragedy. Plot को उसका life और soul का है tragedy को, so it means plot is the most important part of our tragedy. Let's talk about now plot. Aristotle declares plot to be of supreme importance. He has said that plot is the soul of tragedy, more important than the character or the thought. It is even more important, according to Aristotle, it is more important than the character, that is the revelation of personal qualities, and thought, that is intellectual process. So plot is the most important of all these, even more important than character and thought. Characterization, according to Aristotle, is subsidiary. Why? Because it only aids to the revelation of what is best revealed in action. And then he says speeches, however finely work out, they provide the same tragic effect as a well-constructed plot. So if plot is well constructed, then these things will work properly. If plot is not a good, not good, plot is not well constructed, then these things will also fail. Now, Aristotle says all the parts are essential to the perfect whole. All the parts are very important to the perfect whole. Now, what is plot? Further, plot is the arrangement of incidents, means arrangement of or sequence of the incident is called plot. Sequence of the incident in a story. कोई सी भी story हो, whether it is drama, novel, or whatever story it is, the sequence of the story is called plot. Tragedy is possible, according to Aristotle, tragedy is possible without character but not without action. Once again, according to Aristotle, tragedy is possible without character but not without action. Assalamualaikum. अल्लाह ताला का लाख लाख शुक्र। आप ठीक है? गलती से लगी होगी। और सब खैरियत है? आप ठीक है? तबीयत ठीक है आपकी? आ नहीं रहे आप? खैरियत? मैंने कहा था, उनसे कहा भी था कि भाई आप बुलवा, महमूद को बोला तो काफ़ी आसानी हो जाती थी मुझे, लेकिन वो सुनते ही नहीं, वो पता नहीं अपनी कर रहे होते। बड़ा प्रॉब्लम होता है बात होता था हमें ना, 32 साथ होते तो उससे बड़ा फ़ायदा हो जाता है। शाह साहब कम आते हैं, तो फिर वो मजलिस के अंदर होते हैं तो उनके थोड़ा सा अजीब हो गए, वो मतलब इतने कोऑपरेटिव नहीं है। मैं तो आगे बात की जवाब थे ना, तो अक्सर वो आते हैं तो फिर वो उनकी वो मीटिंग में मसरूफ हो जाते हैं, फिर मतलब ये कंफर्ट फील नहीं करता। मैं तो उनसे जब पूछता हूँ ना, मैं क्या और भी कर सकता हूँ भाई, तो मैंने मुझे जब ये आप महमूद भाई को बुलवा लें, तो उससे ये हमें हम सबको फ़ायदा होता है। ये हम उनसे किसी वक्त जाके पूछ लेते हैं मामला, और वो जो है वो काफ़ी हेल्पफुल है हमारे लिए। लेकिन वो पर पता नहीं वो तवज्जो नहीं देते इस बात को। हाजी साहब तक हमारी रसाई नहीं है। और तो घर से आकर काम कर रहे हैं। अच्छा अच्छा, मतलब आपको खुद ही नहीं बुला रहे हैं लोग, लेकिन आपको बुला। अच्छा हाँ, वही मैंने कहा महमूद भाई तो यहाँ पे मतलब आना चाहेंगे, लेकिन ये इन्हीं की तरफ से कुछ ऐसा होगा। नहीं नहीं, ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं। जी जी। और जाहिर है कभी अगर ऐसा कुछ होता भी है मशवरा या कोई ऐसी सेशन भी होगा, तो वो जाहिर है के लिए कम्युनिकेशन के अदर दूसरे नज़र आए। अभी तो खैर हमारे यहाँ कोई एच भी नहीं है, तो वो एक बात का मामला होगा इंशाल्लाह। अभी तो सब कुछ वैसे रुका हुआ है, कुछ भी नहीं है, ट्रेनिंग सेशन वगैरह कुछ भी नहीं है। काशी में ना वो एच है, इंग्लिश के एच कोई नहीं है अभी फिलहाल ना। हाँ, पता नहीं है, वो सामान नहीं है मेरे ख्याल से। वो सुनने में आया कि वो डिज़ाइन कर दी उन्होंने, सामान ये नहीं हुआ मजलिस से भी। तो अब ये मतलब ये सुनने में आया। चलो ठीक है, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। अस्सलाम वालेकुम। Tragedy is possible without character but not without action. Aristotle's action means process, not activity. Aristotle's action means process, not activity. Here he wants to say that it is process, it is not activity. A play without action in this sense would be a play in which nothing happens. According to Aristotle, a play without action in this sense would be a play in which nothing happens and in which there is no beginning and no end. If there is no action, there is, according to Aristotle, nothing, and there will be no beginning and no end. Character without action will not achieve the end. Character without action, according to Aristotle, will not achieve the aim or the purpose of a tragedy. That is why action is more important. Action is probably the most important thing in a plot. It should not be a simple plot. It should not be a plot in which there is no action. There is nothing. There is no seriousness. Characters. Regarding characters, Aristotle lays down four essential qualities. Characters के हवाले से character is the second most important thing, and it is the second element of a tragedy. What he says about characters, के characters के हवाले से कहता है कि there are four essential qualities of a character. Number one, the characters must be good. Number two, they must be appropriate. First thing is that the characters must be good. Second thing is that the characters must be appropriate. The characters must be appropriate. This is the second thing. Number three, they must be lifelike and true to their type. And the fourth one is they must have consistency. Now, what does it mean? इसका मतलब क्या है? According to Aristotle, the character should neither be perfectly good nor completely bad. It should occupy a position of eminence, and it should fall into ruin from that eminence, not because of any deliberate wickedness, but because of some error of judgment of his part. कोई error of judgment उनसे हो, कोई छोटा सा गलत फैसला उनसे हो जाए जिसकी वजह से उन पर जवाल आ जाए. He said that the characters must be lifelike. they must be true to their type, means their profession, rank or class. They must be true to their type, and they must be true representations of human nature. So the characters neither should be perfectly good nor should be completely bad, but it should be of medium type of character, and there should be some error of judgment by the character, and that error of judgment should lead the character to destruction. Diction. What is diction? Diction is the use of language in poetry. It is the use of language in poetry. Poetry, like figure of speech, like simile, metaphors, and many other stylistic devices. So Aristotle's main contention or main intention commonly is that poetic expression should be clear without being commonplace. It should be clear. He treats diction as an active concept and relates it closely to the poet's command of the meters. The meter is among them is very important. The meter is something that is very important amongst them. So poetic diction is used to decorate tragedy, to use embellished language for a tragedy, highly elevated language for the tragedy. Fourth thing is thought. Fourth element is thought. Thought is the power of saying whatever can be said. So speeches and also character speeches, dialogues, they are called thought. It is required where a statement is made or some statement is proved or disproved. So dialogues and all such things are required or they are done through thought. Thought is the intellectual element in a tragedy and it is expressed through the speech of character. The thought is directly related to character. Thought is directly related to character and it is the intellectual element in a tragedy. So it is the fourth element of tragedy. Fifth element of tragedy is spectacle. Spectacle is what? Spectacle is the stage presentation of the play. According to Aristotle, the dramatist must depend on his own powers for his effects rather than on spectacle. The dramatist must depend on his own powers. Remember, he must depend on his own powers instead on spectacle. Aristotle does not believe that the dramatist should depend on the performance or stage performance of his, drama or play. He says that it should have great effect. The play must have great effect. That should be there without spectacle as well. Even if you read, so you should be moved. Then fear and pity can be produced. Fear and pity can be produced by spectacular means, but it is much better to produce them by the way you write your play. So fear and pity, these are the feelings that can be produced by the stage presentation, and it is much better to produce them by the way you write your play. This is what Aristotle says. Aristotle कहता है कि आप बजाय इसके कि उसको स्टेज पर प्रेजेंट करके उस फियर को उस फीलिंग को क्रिएट करें, तो इससे बेहतर बेहतर ये है कि आप उसको ऐसा क्रिएट करें कि जब हम पढ़ने वाला पढ़े तो उसको वो फीलिंग महसूस हो, बजाय से कि जब स्टेज पर कैरेक्टर्स की परफॉर्मेंस देखेगा तब उसे पता चले और तब वो उसके अंदर वो फीलिंग आए. So he does not give importance to spectacle. He does not give importance to stage presentation. Aristotle says that there can be no worse enemy of the art of dramatists than the theatre manager, and reliance on the theatrical and sensational has spoiled many excellent plays. तो क्या कहता है कि सबसे बड़ा जो एनिमी है किसी भी ड्रामेटिस्ट का वो ये है कि वो थिएटर मैनेजर पर जो है वो इंसार करता है, डिपेंड करता है. and dependence on the theatrical and the sensational, और इस dependence ने इस इंसार करने की पॉलिसी ने बहुत से ड्रामों को स्पॉइल कर दिया, यानी कि बहुत से ड्रामे फेल हो गए, नाकाम हो गए, क्योंकि उन्होंने ज़्यादा जो है वो रिलायंस किया किस पर, स्टेज थिएटर्स पर. So spectacle is the fifth element, but he does not give much importance to spectacle. And the last one is song or melody. Song or melody is the fifth element of a tragedy. What he says about song, he says that song is also called a lyrical element, which is to be found in the choric parts of tragedy. अब सॉन्ग और मेलोडी को क्या कहेंगे कि बैकग्राउंड सॉन्ग चल रहा होता है या म्यूजिक चल रहा होता है प्ले के दौरान. जैसे अगर इन अ ट्रेजेडी यू विल फाइंड sad song, or you will find sad music. That sad music or song is something that is called song or melody. So it is embellishment which distinguishes a tragedy from an epic. तो इसके बारे में कहा था कि ये भी एक embellishment है, इसके जरिए बहुत इफेक्ट आता है. It makes tragedy pleasant. इससे tragedy जो है बहुत ज़्यादा pleasant हो जाती है और उसका इफेक्ट बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ जाता है. So this is what we have, the elements of tragedy, 6 elements of a tragedy. In the end, I would like to say that according to Aristotle, tragedy is an imitation of a serious action, and that action should be complete and of certain magnitude. This is what he says about tragedy. And there are 6 elements of a tragedy, and the most important one is plot. The most important element of a tragedy, according to Aristotle, is plot. That's all about this lecture. If you have any question, you can ask me. You have only 5 minutes. Yes, if you have any question, you can ask me, please. तो इस हवाले से किसी को कोई सवाल पूछना हो तो मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं. No question?